Good evening and welcome to CUTV Newscenter for the week of January 28th, 2016. I'm Zach Prospa.
And I'm Ryan Kaufman. Last week, CalU experienced one of the worst snowstorms since 2010. I bravely ventured out into the snowstorm to bring you this report. But out here on the campus of CalU, it's the 22nd and a week has elapsed by this point that you're watching this. The snow is just starting to fall and we have a nice fresh coating on the ground. The ground crews really can't keep up with this that well. As you can see, there's already a path that's been cleared right in front of me of the Vulcan statue, but it's already been covered in probably the last hour or so. Campus did close down around 3:30 earlier today. The most interesting part about all of this is the fact that the university sent out an email earlier today on Thursday letting students know they need to remove their vehicles from the river lot. Yet some students did not abide by that, and they're going to get snow and they're going to get plowed in. That's the unfortunate part of all this, especially since the Vulcan garage was free this evening so that they can get the river lot cleared out so parking can resume. With this large of a snowstorm and the amount of snow we received, many were left wondering why this storm was so impactful. We asked our student meteorologist, Damon Matson, this question, and here's his answer.
As you can see behind me, snow is still on the ground from the storm that hit the East Coast this past weekend. Let me explain how this snowstorm became so historic. Early last week, the National Weather Service noted potential for a storm on the Pacific coast to develop into a major snow producer. Its track took it along the Gulf Coast, where it spawned severe weather in Louisiana and Mississippi with all the available moisture from the Gulf. As it came up the East Coast, the storm ran into the cold air in the northeast. The counterclockwise spin of the system pulled more available moisture from the ocean into the cold air, leading to major snowfall from Tennessee into Massachusetts. A modest 14 inches fell in CalU, though this is nowhere near the records of near 30 inches set in Washington, D.C. and New York City. Thankfully, we won't be seeing any storm of that magnitude hit CalU anytime soon, but to keep up with any weather updates, follow the National Weather Service Pittsburgh office, your local broadcast meteorologist, or even like my page on Facebook. For CUTV Newscenter, I'm student meteorologist Damon Matson.
With all the bad weather that has been occurring over the last week, it seems to be a good coincidence that the CalU Weather Lab was just updated at the end of the fall semester. To get a look at all the new equipment, CUTV's own Anthony D'Agostino went on a special guided tour.
Spoke with Dr. Chad Kaufman, the director of the Digital Media Meteorology Lab, about the broadcast aspect of the Meteorology Club.
So the landscape of digital media and broadcasting has changed dramatically. There's a lot more infusion of social media and the infusion of technologies kind of overlapping with one another. So the use of green screens anymore and the host of hardware we used to have, say, 15 years ago, just isn't necessary anymore. With this recent upgrade, allows us to bring the diversity of media together on one single screen. And so we're able to have the students and even new students that we recruit to come into our program have the ability to share a story much quicker with much less production, and the graphics quality has been improved dramatically over the years.
Dr. Kaufman explained how close to the real world the students are getting now with all these recent media upgrades.
We've come essentially out of the dark ages into the 21st century. So the media and hardware and software we've installed with the company called AccuWeather, they have enabled us to essentially be on par with a lot of broadcast stations across the country. And so it's a really powerful tool, and there's a lot of applications beyond meteorology that we can incorporate in our program.
Dr. Kaufman also explained why prospective students should join the Meteorology Club.
One of the primary reasons is to go storm chasing. If we hear and see TV shows that relate to going out and chasing severe weather, we do that as part of our mission in the Meteorology Club. The second reason is an academic organization, so the ability to go out and go to conferences, network with professionals, meet some of our alumni. Some of our alumni work at NASA and other places. We've got numerous PhDs that have come from our program, so the ability to connect with professionals in the field, our alumni, do some fun stuff with storm chasing, become part of the new hardware and software that's been installed here in the digital broadcast studio. So there's a lot of things that you can engage in. And not, beyond that, it's connecting with other classmates too.
The Meteorology Club meets every other Thursday during Common Hour in room 255 of Everly.
Shopping destinations in the Cal area have been popping up lately, but the Century 3 Mall area has seen recent closures. Gone from the mall is Macy's, one of the largest department stores in the country. Outside of the mall, the popular sports bar Quaker Steak and Lube has been removed, forever ending wing nights for locals in the Clairton area.
Hoverboards were one of the hottest items this past Christmas, but the boards of the future are showing us how hot they really are. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, there have been at least 28 fires related to the boards and at least 70 ER-related injuries. As a result, universities have taken a step in the name of safety and have banned them from their dorms or buildings.
Speaking of recent closures earlier, there is one to report in California Borough. The Game Vault, which replaced Madre's Mexican restaurant, has closed its doors for good. Reasons behind the closure were revealed on the company's Facebook page, boiling down to bad business and bad sponsorship deals throughout town. No immediate answer has been found as to who will occupy the space next.
30 years ago today, the Space Shuttle Challenger took off on its final voyage. This was the second of 16 planned missions for 1986 to meet a high expectation schedule. Unfortunately, minutes after takeoff, the shuttle unexpectedly exploded, leaving all in attendance and around the world speechless and in shock. Aboard the flight was the first ever teacher turned astronaut, Krista McAuliffe.
To find out the latest news on campus and elsewhere, make sure you pick up a copy of the Cal Times when it is released every Friday around campus. To preview what is in this week's edition, we talked to Jose Negron, editor-in-chief of the Cal Times.
Hey Cal U, this is Jose Negron, editor-in-chief of the Cal Times. We have a lot in store for you in our first edition of the semester. In news, Odd Rod, a spoken word poet, performed in Vulcan Theater last week. In entertainment, we have our weekly album reviews from Dan Carmichael, and in sports, we feature Mickey Glenn as our Athlete of the Week. Be sure to pick up a copy of the Cal Times around campus and check us out at caltimes.org.
And Zach, I think it was last night, the Security Council for I'm not sure which scientist group it is, but they released the doomsday clock is still at 3 minutes to midnight.
Yeah, and we actually did a story on this one. I actually did it myself about how the doomsday clock had actually moved to 3 minutes last year.
Right.
And now it's stayed the same, and a lot of reasons for that is because of war and
North
potential
Korean
possibilities of them building a new nuclear long-range site. Of course, the reasons you would all think about why it's stayed that way.
So basically just telling us how close we are to doomsday or impending doom, if you will.
And all I know is it cannot beat The Office because The Office first came up with threat level midnight. So I have to say, they're still 3 minutes off from getting that far. So.
Goodness.
And coming up after the break, Damon Madsen has your weather forecast. Stay tuned.
With Cal U's 6 on-campus residence halls and Vulcan Village's garden-style apartment complex, University Housing offers the very best value in service, convenience, privacy, and security. On-campus students will have easy access to classrooms, the newly renovated Natali Student Center, and a variety of activities across campus. University Housing Properties includes all utilities. Other common amenities to all properties are fully furnished rooms, high-def cable TV, high-speed Wi-Fi access, and live-in professional staff. Vulcan Village also includes a full kitchen and laundry room. The property has a 24/7 fitness center, convenient shuttle service, and an outdoor seasonal saltwater pool. Model rooms and tours are available. Stop in the University Housing Office or contact us by phone or email to learn more.
For almost 30 years, CUTV has been the campus and community home for local news, sports, and entertainment. Broadcast in 100,000 homes in southwestern Pennsylvania, CUTV provides complete coverage of Vulcan sports as well as high school football coverage. Broadcast weekly live, CUTV Newscenter provides coverage of local and campus events, weekend weather, sports highlights, and feature stories. For more information on CUTV, check us out on the web, friend us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
How's it going, everyone? I'm student meteorologist Damon Madsen up here in the Weather Center with your forecast for this week. National temperatures throughout the area. So far, we're in the high 30s here in Pennsylvania and a little bit of warmer air behind us. And as we go through the weekend, it is going to warm up quite a bit compared to where we were this time last week. I'll let you know more about that in just a little bit. Now we're going to go to our radar here. I got to go ahead and turn this on as well here just a second. Our biggest player that's going to come into play next week is going to be this system that's off the west coast right now. As you can see, a lot of rain showers in Washington and Oregon. That'll have a play later on in the week. Down here in the southeast, we have some rain showers as well in North Carolina and Florida. Our area, we have a small low pressure system here in southern Canada that's bringing snow showers throughout Michigan and also into eastern PA and also central New York. We'll zoom into this area just a little bit closer. Again, there's those snow showers, even a little bit of rain on the back end of this, and then the snow showers banding all the way up into Canada through central New York. And then zooming just a little bit closer towards California here throughout most of western Pennsylvania. We really don't have any snow showers to worry about. We just have this one band out toward the eastern part of the state. Now, the biggest thing that we watched over the past week was this past snowstorm that we had this weekend. So I'm going to take us to my Twitter page really quickly here and show you a couple of cool images. The first one here is a little time lapse over the 36 hours that this storm hit in northern Virginia. As you can see, this is from the National Weather Service. You can see the snow is piling up on this guy's back porch as he goes through the evening into Saturday morning, and it is just amazing how much snow fell in such a short time frame. And by the end of this video here, you can see the snow is almost above the angle of the camera, so it is quite amazing. Here's the radar image of that storm as it moved through the East Coast. You can see those heavy bands of snow, especially near Washington, D.C., also into New York as it kind of went off the coast. Those heavy bands are what really caused these large amounts of snow to fall throughout the area, so it was quite impressive as it moved through. And then finally, here's a list of some of those snowfall totals as you can see throughout the East Coast. You can see where most of that snow was on the radar. That's where we have our 30 inches, 25 inches. Here in California, though, thankfully, we only got 14 inches, which was just enough that we had to dig ourselves out from, and it kept us, pretty much laid down for pretty much most of the weekend. So as it goes, though, this storm is definitely one of the most historic that we've seen in quite a while. Waiting to see how much snow we actually got. And my forecast was just actually 6 inches below what we expected. So as we go through then the rest of this weekend, you can see there's the snow showers that we're expecting from this little low pressure system starting today into tonight. Come tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit colder. Temperatures in the mid-30s with a few snow showers around the area. This weekend then, we're going to bring in the warmer air up from the Gulf Coast. Temperatures will get into the 50s, possibly near 60. And that's the trend we're going to see all week. Is it's going to be mild throughout the area. And your 7-day forecast then for California, we're seeing colder temperatures, snow showers on Friday, clears it out, but we're going to warm up into the 50s and possibly 60 Monday and Tuesday, but by next Wednesday, we'll clear out. So guys, I know that we've been talking a lot about this snowstorm, but we had to hike through it ourselves on Saturday to go cover the basketball games.
Right.
Yeah, walking all the way from my house in Cole Center. I walked to Ryan's house, and then we hiked together to meet you guys up. Actually, you were on your way to Dairy Queen before we went back to the Convocation Center. So about maybe a mile and a half total both ways, I want to say. But walking through about 15 inches of snow, not very fun for a boy from the South.
No, if we could have split this up over the winter, that would have been great. This is too much snow.
Right. Thankfully, nothing in the near future says we're going to have any kind of snowstorm like that, so we should be all right.
Yeah, it looks like we're actually going to get a little bit of a warm spell, I guess you could say, for winter. 61, that has to be close to a record, I would assume, in wintertime.
I'm sure it is. I'll have to check in on that, but it's going to be warm nonetheless.
All right, thanks,
Awesome.
Damon. And when we come back after the break, Mike Mays takes us on a trip around the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
With CalU's 6 on-campus residence halls and Vulcan Village's garden-style apartment complex, University Housing offers the very best value in service, convenience, privacy, and security. On-campus students will have easy access to classrooms, the newly renovated Natali Student Center, and a variety of activities across campus. University Housing Properties includes all utilities. Other common amenities to all properties are fully furnished rooms, high-def cable TV, high-speed Wi-Fi access, and live-in professional staff. Vulcan Village also includes a full kitchen and laundry room. The property has a 24/7 fitness center, convenient shuttle service, and an outdoor seasonal saltwater pool. Model rooms and tours are available. Stop in the University Housing Office or contact us by phone or email to learn more.
check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the Cal U student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
Welcome back to CUTV Newscenter. I'm Mike Mays with your Entertainment Report. Take a trip to see the Cabaret musical on Tuesday, February 2nd with SAB. Set in the 1930s, a young entertainer seeks fame and fortune in Berlin. Tickets are $15 for students and $45 for non-students. Next Friday in the Vulcan Theater is Funny Freakin' Friday with the comedian Daphne Springs. Daphne has appeared on primetime shows like How I Met Your Mother and Jimmy Kimmel. This is a show you don't want to miss. Doors open at 7 p.m. Gather your friends and head up to Vulcan Village for game show night on Tuesday, February 2nd from 9 to 7 p.m. in the Vulcan Village Clubhouse. 2016 has already been a year of sadness and tragedy in the celebrity world. Abe Vigoda, star of The Godfather and Burly Minner, died Tuesday at the age of 94. Singer David Bowie, who transformed rock music, and Alan Rickman, best known for his role in the Harry Potter series, also passed away earlier this month. After 13 seasons, Michael Weatherly, who plays Special Agent Tony DiNozzo on the CBS drama NCIS, is leaving the show. Weatherly is not the first cast member to depart from the show. Cote de Pablo, who plays Ziva DeVee, left in 2013. Rihanna is back with new music. Earlier this week, she released her new track work that features Drake. The track is part of her new studio album, Anti, which comes out later this week. Jaden Smith is now the new face of Louis Vuitton women's wear. Jaden has been known to push boundaries when it comes to fashion. And to round out the entertainment for this week, we have Bridge of Spies in the Vulcan Theater. During the Cold War, an American lawyer recruited to defeat an arrested Soviet spy in court, and then helped the CIA facilitate an exchange of the spy for the Soviet captured American U.S. spy plane pilot. Showtimes are 8, 11 in the Vulcan Theater. So guys, it's coming to the end of the month again, and a lot of shows are leaving Netflix. I know one of the big ones, like Doctor Who, that most of us watch.
That shot me through the heart.
Yes. I'm not finished the show yet. I'm on season 6 right now. I still got 2 more seasons to go.
Yeah, I know for you guys, Doctor Who's the big one.
Yeah.
I'll take a more positive spin on it. Fuller House is coming.
There we go.
Just under a month now, February 26th. I watched a lot of Full House when I was growing up. When it's on TV now, I'll try and watch it. I'm not into it as much anymore with other shows, but Fuller House coming on. I'm excited about it. I'm also afraid it's going to be disappointing. I just have this innate feeling that I feel like it's not going to live up to expectations of everybody.
The fact that it's still sort of, almost all the same cast, 99% of the same cast.
Just except the Olsen twins.
Yeah, I bet it's going to do well, honestly. Because everyone our age wants to watch it.
And it has a lot of potential. Most of the cast is back except for Michelle, so.
Right. Yeah, so hopefully it's good, but maybe this will bring 90 shows back into the foray. Maybe a lot of them will start coming back. I mean, we already have a potential Friends reunion coming up. I mean, I wouldn't hate that coming back either. So.
Well, they're saying that's not what it's not going to be what people are thinking.
Yeah. Matthew Perry's not going to be there, but have you seen him though? He probably doesn't even be there.
Right.
So.
All right. Thanks, Mike. When we return, Anthony D'Agostino has your sports report. Stay tuned.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
Welcome back to CUTV Newscenter. I'm Anthony D'Agostino with your sports report. The California Vulcans women's basketball team took host to the IUP Crimson Hawks live on ESPN3 last Wednesday. Due to ESPN3 covering the game, we do not have highlights, but we will update you on the scores. So the California Vulcans taking on IUP, they lost to IUP previously in the season. They're 1-1. California comes back with a vengeance in this revenge game against their arch rivals, the IUP Crimson Hawks. They win 57-44. Shatara Parsons had a great game, 15 points and 10 rebounds. Mickey Glenn was kind of held at bay, but she did her job, got 14 points and 5 rebounds. Precious Martin had 13 points and 5 rebounds, and Paige Wright had 7 points as well to lead California on that nationally broadcasted game on ESPN3. Following the huge win for the Cal women, the men look to take on their arch rival as well and the national runner-up from the season before in the Crimson Hawks of IUP. And in that game, the first half, for the first part of the first half, California did a good job of contesting with IUP, but IUP just ran away with it towards the end. 85-60, the final score. Khalil Jabby, 17 points. Luka Andzusic, 14 points. Richard Smith, 12 and 8 rebounds. And you saw in that game that Brandon Norfleet for IUP is one of the best players in the conference, if not the best player in the conference, and just on his scoring capabilities. And just California couldn't find any holes in the defense of IUP to be able to come away with that victory. The next game for these two squads will be this Saturday at Clarion University's Tippin Gymnasium. And game time is at 5:30 for the women and 7:30 for the men. That game will be broadcasted live on the radio at 91.9 FM WCAL, the Vulcan Sports Network, as well as being on tape delay via CUTV on Sunday and Monday. And you can also check back on our YouTube page, CUTV Sports 1, for the full game and highlights from Clarion. The Cal U baseball program featured 3 players on the preseason National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association all-region teams last week, including a pair of first-team honorees. Those selected were senior outfielder Mick Fennell and sophomore Chris Waschak, both earning first-team honors. Senior first baseman David Marcus earned a spot on the second team. The Cal U swim team hosted a swim meet last Saturday in Hamer Hall. They performed at their best, even though they were postponed until later that Saturday due to snowy conditions. The Vulcans won 14 events and the invitational title. Junior Jade Argenbright, the reigning PSAC Swimmer of the Year, claimed 5 individual victories and was a member of 4 winning relay teams over the weekend. She posted a time of 2 minutes, 14.4 seconds in the 200 IM to win the event by nearly 9 seconds, and she captured the win in the 200 breaststroke by over 13 seconds. The Cal U football team is in search of a new head coach, as the previous coach Mike Keller resigned from his duties to take on another head coach role for Lenore Ryan. Keller was on staff for 10 years. He posted a 31-12 overall record, and the Vulcans posted a 20-9 record in the PSAC during his tenure. And now it's time for a new segment on Newscenter. I'm calling it the Vulcan Hammer Award. The Vulcan Hammer is a symbol of strength and power. These athletes who won this award or are going to win this award have demonstrated those traits in their performances. The award will be given every week on Newscenter, and any athlete who is playing that semester is eligible. The criteria I'm looking for is, did the athlete contribute highly to a win? Did the athlete break a record, personal, team, conference, or NCAA? And did that athlete perform at their best even though the team may have lost. For this week's Vulcan Hammer Award, I've selected Shatara Parsons. Shatara Parsons was a beast on the court against IUP for the women on Wednesday. She scored 15 points and was the team leader in scoring. She also had 10 rebounds for her 6th career double-double. She also had 2 blocks, and it was just a beast swatting the ball away. She was the spark this team needed to beat a very good IUP. Not to mention, she got injured in the game and came right back out on a sore ankle and performed at her very best. So for my first Vulcan Hammer Award, it goes to Shatara Parsons. And guys, speaking of those basketball games, they were broadcasted live on ESPN3, the first time since the Vulcan football team was broadcasted on ESPNU. And it was just a huge atmosphere for this game. Probably the biggest crowd I've ever seen in my tenure here at Cal U.
Yeah, it was wonderful to see it. You and I were on the call for radio together. Ryan, I knew you were in the stands with a couple other crew members here for CUTV. And like you said, the crowd there, you know, all this talk going up before. Convocation Center is a huge arena. And I think we knew we weren't going to fill it up. But there was a very good turnout for students, some local population as well. A lot of organizations on campus really pushed us to show up and show ESPN3 at least that this is a premier arena and it needs to be showcased a little bit more.
I was proud of Cal, all the students and everyone that came out. Absolutely proud. You don't see that a lot here at Cal.
No, and of course it always helps to beat IUP, the
Right.
arch rival of Cal U. It was a great game, and Shatara Parsons very much deserving of your first Vulcan Hammer Award.
And that she was. And to see California University of Pennsylvania on ESPN3 on a nationally broadcasted event like that was just, it speaks a lot for this university as well. It gets a good name out for this university and it's showcased to the world, even though it was showcased already on CBS Sports Network last season because the Vulcans won the national title.
Yeah, and that wasn't even the university at that point. It was just the team.
Right.
Now you're seeing the whole university as a whole, the students.
Everyone
the
was able to get
fans.
around them.
Yes, exactly. It was a whole contribution this time. All right, thanks, Anthony. That will do it for this week's edition of News Center.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel, CUTV Newscenter.
Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend.